Good morning, students. Welcome to Aptitude Repair Shala. So today is the fifth part of SI and CI. In last lecture, we have seen installment under SI. Today we will see the installment under CI. So I'll just give a brief introduction about a brief revision about what we discussed in the yesterday's class. So installment under SI, what we have done, we have simply seen that like if we take our installment as X, 5 installments are there. If you take your P is 1000, R 10%, T is 5%. Total amount, if you don't pay any installment, will be 1500. You are taking 5 installments of X each, but you are paying X after, like you can say 1500 you have to pay, but you will say that I have used only X for 1 year. Why I should pay the interest of 4 years on X? So that interest you will subtract. Again, second year, at the end of second year, you will pay X more. Again, you will say I have used this X, this amount for only 2 years. Why I should pay the interest for 3 years? So you will subtract the interest of 3 years and so on, right? Then what I have done, this 4, 3 and all I have taken here and I have written this amount. Amount after 4 years, amount after 3 years, amount after 2 years, amount after 1 year, and the original amount means that is your installment is equal to what? Total debt, right? Total debt. Now one thing is there, if this is what? This is what? SI? SI plus P is what? This is amount, right? The same thing I am writing in terms of CI. Same thing I am writing. It is P equal to 1000 rupees and then T equal to 5 years and what? Rate of interest is 10%. What I am going to write? It was there. Now you look, it was there. Amount after 4 years, amount after 3 years, amount after 2 years, amount after 1 year, and what was the initial? Okay. So I would say, can I write like this? In the case of CI also, I would say amount after 4 years will be what? X plus X into 11 by 10. After 4 years means what? This one. Can you write like this? No. See. You should know that this thing, maybe I have not told you, I'll tell you. A equal to P 1 plus R by 100 raised to power n. Now this is the amount. For 4 years if you are finding, what you need to, principal is 1000 and then plus 1 plus and then R value is 10 by 100 raised to power, if you are finding for after 4 years, right? So what you can say, it will become 4. Or if you can say that this will become 1000 into 11 by 10, right? So we can write 11 by 10 raised to power 4. But here what we are finding amount in terms of X, your installment. So you can say here also I will simply say that our installments are X, 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 X and X. Or for better understanding, they will never ask you for 5 years. I'll just reduce it to just 3, right? 3 installments. So I'll just write this one as X equal to 3 years. Okay. So what I would say, this should be the amount after 4 years. So after 4 years amount will be what? 11 by 10 raised to power 4. You can say P 1 plus R by 100 raised to power n. Here after 3 years amount will be. And one more thing, why we have to check for after 4 years? Now only 3 years are remaining now. 3 years means you have to check for only 2 years now. And here you have to check for only 1 year and here you have to check for 0 year means that is 1. Add it. You will be getting total, this is total amount, right? Total amount when you don't pay any installment. Total will be how much? You can say X into 11 by 10 for how many years? 3 years. That is also one concept is there. First understand this one. We'll discuss that also. Okay. So this one is clear, right? It's the same thing like we have done in previous case. Amount 4 years, 3 years, something like that. So your installment will come, or you can say amount after 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, or 1 year. Means if your number of years is 5, it will start from 4. Same here also in CI, you would say that if it is starting, if number of years is 3, it will be starting from 2, 1, 0. And then here it will be total for 3 years. You can solve this thing and get the answer, right? But if you don't want to solve this also, actually it will not be x. Okay, I have made a mistake here. It will not be x. You have to find for what? 1000 rupees only. So it will be 1000. Your original principal. Okay. So I hope this is clear. If this is not clear, I am going to teach you little bit introduction about ratio method, because ratio method is too much useful here. Okay. If I say that A equal to P 1 plus R by 100 raised to power n, I talk about R equal to 10%. Right. There was some amount, there was some principal and some amount, right? So what I would say, suppose if I am asking for 1 year, or you can say amount after 1 year will be A into P 1 plus, now this one is 1 by 10 raised to power 1, or can you write this value is P into 11 by 10, or you can say A by P value will be 11 by 10, means what? If P is 10, A is 11. For first year, if, or 1 year I would say, for 1 year, if P is 10, here your A is 11. Now let's check for 2 years. T equal to 2 years. If T equal to 2 years, what you can say here 2 will become. So you can say A by P value will be 11 square by 10 square. Yes. Now let's check by for 3 years. What I would say, again this will become 11 cube by 10 cube. Right. So suppose you are giving. So I would say, I'm writing here that first year, like 1 year, 2 year and 3 years. 10 will become 11. This will be your principal and this value will be your amount. And this amount only you need to pay, right? Whether you will be paying principal? No. What you will be paying? You will be paying amount and that is only your installment. You can take single L or double L in installment, no issue. So in 1 year it will become 10 to 11, and in 2 years it will become 100 to 121. In 3 years it will become 1000 to 1331. What is this? 10 is 11, 10 square, 11 square, 10 cube, 11 cube. But what they are saying, generally they will say the equal installments. In equal installment case, what you need to do? You need to multiply, you need to make it same, right? How you can make it same? You can say 1331, so here you can multiply with 11, here you can multiply with 121, and then your installment, each and every installment will be equal, and then whatever they are asking you can find it. Okay. So let's see some questions so that you are able to get the idea what I'm saying. Okay, the question says the sum of rupees 12,060 is borrowed from a money lender at 10% per annum compounded annually. If the amount is to pay it back in 2 equal installments, find the annual installment. So what I would say that this is principal and then you will be having installment, or you can say amount, both are same, right? You can say in 1 year it will become 10 to 11, yes or no? 1 by 10, na 10 percentage you forgot. 10 will become 10 plus 1. It means 1 year, if amount is 10, it will become 11. In 2 years, what will happen? If it is 100, it will become 121. But what they told, that 2 equal annual installments. But do you have equal installments? No. Make it equal. How you can make it equal? Multiply. Right. So you can say this installment is what? 121 rupees. Now check total principal, how much you have, how much you have taken. This will be total principal what you have taken. This was the principal for second year, this was the principal for first year, right? How much principal you have taken? I would say 110 here and this one is 100. You can take 210 principal you have taken, right? 210 principal you have taken. But how much principal you have taken actually? 1260. So you can say 210 is corresponding to 1260, or what you can say, 1 is corresponding to 6. If 1 is corresponding to 6, what is your installment? You can say 121 into 6. That is 126 and 600. So 726 rupees will be your installment. Clear? Same question if you want to do by method of what I told you before. I would say suppose your installment is X, right? So X, 2 years are there, means first for 1 year you have to find, and for 0 year. So that is X equal to total will be what amount? You can say you have taken 1260 and for 2 years means 11 by 10 raised to power 2. Now find. So we can say this will become 21x by 10. This will become 1260 into 121 by 10 into 10. So what I can say that this will become 10, right? 10 cancel. Then this will become how much? 60. So x value will be what? One more 0 is there. So it will 0 will get cancelled. So this is 726. Whichever method you understand, you follow it. Okay, clear? Clear, right? Check this one. A builder borrows rupees 2550 to be paid back with interest 4% per annum. 4% per annum is what? 1 by 25 means 25 will become 26 in which year? 1 year? In first year you can say. In second year what will happen? In second year it will become 25 whole square. 25 whole square, that is 625, and 26 whole square is 676. But you know, this is principal, this is installment, this is first year and this is second year. Now what you can say that in this case installment should be equal because they are talking about equal installment. So what you will do, you will multiply here with 26. So here also you will multiply with 26. Yes. So you can say your installment is 676. Now find this 625. This value is 650. So 650 plus 625 will be 650 plus 625 value will be 1275. And this value is given how much? 2550. So what you can say, one value is given as 2. If one value is given as 2, what they are asking? Each installment is what? 676. So 676 into 2. Right? Clear, right? What you can say? This value will become, what is this value? 1200 plus 140 plus 12. So that is 1352 will be your value for installment. Clear? Kamal took rupees 6,800 rupees as loan which has to be paid with an interest rate of 12.5% in 2 equal installments. Find the value of each installment. That you have to solve now and tell me the answer. Sundar, it is clear, right? I'm solving it here without speaking anything. Don't look at the board. $500. $136.50 it will be, right? Why 500 will be there? 50. So this is a 4050. Done. Check the next one. Not this. a sum of rupees 3310 is to be paid back in 3 annual installments. How much is each installment if the interest is compounded 10% per annum? So I'm not writing any theory. I'm just directly going to the problem. I would say 10 will become 11 first year, 100 will become 121 second year, and then 1000 will become 1331 in third year. What is the 10 square, 11 square, 10 cube, 11 cube, right? What you can say now? These are installment values, right? So installment values should be equal. So you have to multiply here with 11, here with 11, here you have to multiply with 121, and here you have to multiply with 121. What is your installment? It is 1331 everywhere. Now you have to get the principal value. So this value is given as 1100 and this value will be 1210. If you add it, you will be getting 3310. 3310 is corresponding to 3310 means 1 is corresponding to 1. Then what is your installment? 1331 itself. Clear? You can solve it by the previous method also, which I told you in starting. Let's see whether like how we are getting the answer in the previous method. I would say 3 equal installments means suppose x is the your installment. So 3 means it will be starting from 2 and then x 11 by 10 1 and plus x will be what? You can say 3310 into 11 by 10 raised to power 3. Yes or no? For 3 years. Now if you add this one, you take x common, you will be getting something like 1 plus or 1 plus 11 by 10 plus 121 by 100 equal to 3310 into 11 by 10, 11 cube by 10 cube. Now if you can see properly, this will become little clumsy. So generally what I would say, if you have only 2 installments, this method is actually better. It is faster. If you are having more than 2 installments, this method you have to go. This one is more than 2 installments and this one is less than or equal to 2. Anyway, 2 installments anyway it will be there, right? Less than 2, what will be there? Nothing, right? So if it is installments are 2, go for this method. Installments is greater than 2, then go for this method. Both methods are fine. Whichever method you like, you can understand. You can solve it by that. Then I think this method is like little useful for you and it is little easier to understand because more calculation is there and less logic. Okay. Now let's check the another question. Aman borrows some money on compound interest and returns it in 2 years in 2 equal installments. Rate of interest is 5%. 5% value is 1 by 20 means 20 will become 21. 2 equal installment means 400 will become 441. Okay. Now this yearly installment is given 441 means you can say here you have to multiply with 21. This 441 is corresponding to 441 means how much principal you have to take. You can say 21 to the 420 or you can say this will become be 840. So on 840 you will take as a principal, on that you will be having equal installment of 441 at 10% or 5% per annum rate of interest. Clear? Directly they have given the value. Check this one. What? Cash down payment. Okay. So what I can say in cash down, how much cash down payment is coming? You can say it is 4275. Now, now principal on which you will have interest. Will it be 55,000? No, it will be what? 55,000 minus 4275. So what you can say this will become? It will become 5 and 7 to 5, right? And not this one. 54725. No, 5075. Sorry, 5075. So on this you have to. This is your principal. Means on this one the interest will be given. Nothing will be changed. How many equal installments are there? 3 equal installments. Let's talk about 16% now. So 16% value is 16 by 100 or you can say it is 4 by 25. Yes or no? 4 by 25. Now you can say in first year it will become from 25 to 29. In second year it will become 25 whole square to 29 whole square. Right. So what is 25 whole square value? 625. What is 29 whole square value? 841. Now installment should be equal because they are talking about yearly equal installments. So make it equal. So what you will do? 3 equal installments are there. Okay, no issues. So this will be 25 cube and this will be 29 cube. So 25 cube value is what? What is? Tell me. 15625. And what is 29 cube value? 24389. Right. So you are having this installment, right? This is your installment and installment should be equal. So what you will do? You will multiply here with 29. Here is also with 29 and here you have to multiply with 29 whole square and here you have to multiply with 29 whole square. Now what I am going to say, you understand, this one plus this one and plus this one, if you add it, it will give what? Principal, and that is, and this principal is correspond to what? It will correspond to this 55,000 or it will correspond to 50,725. 50,725 it will correspond to. Okay. Now start solving. Find the value for this. Just a minute. So 841 into 25. 21025. First principal. This one 625 into 25. 625 into 29. 625 into 29. So it will become 18125 and this is already given 15625. So if you add it, what you will be getting? Add it and tell me the answer. How much you are getting? Five four 775. So this one is coming as 54775 and this is corresponding to 50725. So I think did we make any mistake or maybe some calculation error is coming. Maybe then typing itself something is changed maybe. So what you do? I think this is 4075, 4025. If you make it 4025, what will happen? If it is just 225 as a cash down payment, will it come? Just make it 225 as cash down payment. If you just keep 225 as a cash down payment, what will be remaining then? You can say 225, so this will become 54775. Now 54775 is corresponding to 54775. So what will be your annual installment? 24389. Clear? I think in typing only some mistake happened. Clear? Sundar? Let's talk about next question. A sum of rupees 6,000 is paid back in 3 annual installments. What is the installment if interest is compounded annually on the balance at 10% per annum is to be included in each installment? This one is like whatever you are getting now in this one, your installment is not equal. It's like you pay some installment, right, on some amount, and then whatever the remaining amount is there, On that also you have to find the interest and add it in the installment, and you have to pay. It's not a equal installment case. Again, I'm telling you, it's not a equal installment case. So how you can solve these kind of questions? I would say sum of rupees 6,000. So I would say your P is 6,000, right? 3 equal installments, okay? So I would say 3 years, right? Because compounded annually, and rate of interest is 10%. 10% means I'll be writing 1 by 10. So what I will do, this thing with this thing I will multiply, and I assume my total installment is like suppose 30. In that 30 I am giving installment like 10, 10 and 10. Not installment, I'll take, suppose this one is principal, right? Now actually principal 30, and then you are paying 10, 10, 10. But you also know that if you pay 10, 10, 10, then where you are giving interest? You are not giving interest. You have to give interest. So what you can say? In this one, what is this 1 by 10? Now what is the amount remaining? See, when you are paying 10 rupees, as an installment, 30 rupees is standing, right? Means 30 rupees you have to give the interest, that is 1 by 10. Then you have paid this one, then 10 you have paid, right? From the principal 10 is gone. Now what is remaining? 20 into 1 by 10. What they are telling, if you seen this one, compounded annual on the balance at 10% per annum. Means whatever you keep on paying, what is remaining, balance, on that balance you have to give the interest. You have to calculate the interest and include in your installment and pay. Right? And then now how much you have paid? 10 you have paid, 10 you have paid. How much you have paid totally? 20 rupees. Right? 20 units I would say. 20 you have paid. How much is remaining? 10. On 10 also you have to pay how much interest? 1 by 10. So total installment will be what? 3 means 13. This one is 12 and this one is 11. This is unequal installment. So you have paid 11, 12 and 13. What they are asking? So 30 is given as how much? 6,000. So one value is 20. One value is 20 means this installment will be 260. This installment will be 240 and this installment will be 220. So these 3 installments you will be paying, then only you will be getting the answer. Right? For remaining amount. Your principal was 30, right? Your principal was 30. And based on your principal, without calculating any interest, you will be paying 10, 10, 10, 3 equal installments. But what they are telling, your compound interest will be what? That you have to find on the balance amount. Now, when you are paying this interest or this installment, are you paying any interest here? No. Interest you have to pay on what? Remaining amount, that standing amount, that is 30 rupees. On why 20? So when you take 30 rupees, 1 month you are using, na? So interest you will be paying on what? 30 only, right? When you are paying the installment at the end of 1 month, you have used 30 rupees for 1 month. So you will be giving interest on the 30 rupees. For next month, now 10 rupees as a principal, as an installment you have given in the principal. So what will be remaining amount? 20 rupees means 20 rupees you have used for next 1 month. Now again next month only 10. Okay. One parts 200. Oh, okay, 200. So it will be each and every place 0 will be increased. Okay. Clear? Now check this. Sum of rupees 5,000 paid back in 4 annual installment. What is the installment if the interest is compounded annually on the balance? On the balance again 8% per annum. 8% per annum. Can I write 8% value is 8 by 100? Right? Or you can say 2 by 25. Right? 2 by 25. Okay. Now time is how much? 4 years. Consider your principal as 4 into this denominator. How much? 100. So 100 you have to pay 4 equal installments. So how much you will be paying actually? 25, 25, 25 and 25. When 25? When there is no interest. and interest here, will be levied on which value? Remaining value or balance value. So here balance value will be 100. So 100 into 2 by 25. Here plus 75 into 2 by 25. Here 50 into 2 by 25. And here it will be 25 into 2 by 25. So here it will be coming how much? 2, right? Plus 2 you have to add. And here it will be coming as plus 4. So here it will be coming plus 6 and here it will be coming plus 8. So what you can say, your value will become, this is 27, this is 29, 31 and 33. These are your installment values in units. Now you compare. 100 is given as how much? 5,600. So one value is how much? 56. So these installments also will be 33 into 56, 31 into 56, 29 into 56 and this one is 27 into 56. Clear? Like that you can, find the installments. I hope this is clear now. Okay. This one. Very good question. Mohan purchased a refrigerator on terms that he is required to pay rupees 1,500 cash down payment, followed by 1,020 at the end of first year, rupees 1,003 at the end of second year, and rupees 990 at the end of third year. Interest is charged at the rate of 10% per annum. Find the cash price and total interest charged. How will you find? Okay, I would say, when I'm talking first year, right? Or I would say about 1 year, right? I would say 1 year, 2 year and 3 year. 10% rate of interest means what? 1 by 10. Means 1 year it will become 10 to 11. Okay. Now, if in this is 10 to 11 in 1 year. In 2 years it will become 100 to 121. And in 3 years it will become 1000 to 1331. Another thing I would say, first year, second year and third year. In first year if it is 10, it will become 11. Yes or no? In second year also, rate of interest is same, na? So if your principal is 10, it will become 11. And third year also, if your principal is 10, it will become 11. Because rate of interest is not changing. This is for whole 3 years. This is for whole 2 years. And this is for whole 1 year. But this one is separate. First year, second year, third year. Your rate of interest is not changed. So this 10 will become 11. Or you can say multiplying factor, that is 1.1. That will be same. Rate of your multiplying factor depends on what? Only rate of interest, right? What I'm saying now is that this value which you pay here at last, this is what? Amount? Yes or no? If this is principal, this is amount. And this amount only you pay as an installment, right? Do you pay principal as an installment? Amount only. When you add the interest and whatever amount is there, that you will be paying for installment. And this is at the end of third year. So at the end of third year, you are paying how much? 990. At the end of, you are paying 990. Means what will be the principal in starting? 900. Yes or no? Means here your principal is 900. Your principal is 900 here. And anyway, at the end of second year, how much you paid EMI, your installment? 1003. And this principal is also there. So what you can say, total amount here will be what? 1003 plus 903, or what you can say? 1903. I'll explain again. Here at the end of third year, you are paying what? You are paying an installment. Third installment you are paying. Third installment is 990 rupees. So I am finding at the starting of third year, what was the principal? So that we got the interest, we got an installment as 990. So I got to know that my principal was 900 rupees. Now this principal, why this principal is coming? Why this principal is coming? Because after second year, you gave an installment, something was remaining. This was a standing amount. So this is standing amount you have to add here in this installment to get a total amount here. So what you can say, this is 1903. 1903. So you can say 11 is corresponding to 1903. So 1 is corresponding to what? 11 ones are, and then 173, right? So based on that, what will be your principal here? You can say it will be 1730. Now this is the principal remaining here. At the end of first year, you would have paid some EMI and some standing principal is there. So what you will do here, EMI plus this one. So you can say here EMI is what? Here EMI is given as 1020. So it is like 1020 plus this standing one. So this is 1730. So it will become 2750. Again I would say, if 11 is given as 2750, so 1 is given as 250. So 10 value is 2500. Means you started with what? You started with 2500 rupees. You started with 2500 rupees. And how much you have paid? How much you have paid? See, 2500 will be what? It will be your amount, not amount, your principal. So it was a cash down, it was your cash price. It was 2500 was your cash price. In that, now cash price was this one, 2500. And how much you have paid in the installments? I would say 990 you have paid. And then how much you have paid? Then you have paid 990, 1003. And how much you have paid? 1020. So what you can say, 3103, right? How much you have paid? What? Yeah, sorry. So this one is like, this is after down payment. So this one is like on this amount you were getting the interest. Okay, so 2500 is there, and plus how much you paid in starting cash down payment? 1500. Means your cash price will be, I'm just removing that. Your cash price will be, your cash price will be 2500 plus 1500. If this cash down payment is not given, then this will become your total principal. Okay, so this will become 4000. Your cash price is 4000. How much you have paid actually? You have paid how much? You can say 1500 you paid. Then first installment 1020, second installment is 1003, and third installment is 1020. No, 990, right? 990. So what you can say, this is 314 and then 4. Yes or no? 4413 you have paid. And how much actually you should pay? 4000. So how much interest you have paid? 413 as an interest you have paid. And what they are asking, cash price already we have got it. Clear? Maybe if this idea is not clear, again we'll solve one more question and then this idea will be clear. 4005. How? Where? 9 plus 2. Where? Okay. 4513. So your interest will be 513. So interest will be 513, right? Clear? Now let's check for another question. Okay. A saving machine is available at 240 cash down payment followed by 3 annual installments of rupees 380, 240, 200 payable at the end of first, second and third year respectively. If the rate of interest is 25% per annum, compound interest, find the cash price. And it is not cash price, it is cash price. Okay. And interest being charged under the installment plan. So what you can say for this? 25% value is 1/4. means 4 to 5 then. Again 4, 5, 4, 5. This is at the end of first year, second year and third year. But if I write 1 year, 2 year, 3rd year, 3 year, it will be square cube term. Okay. So I will start from third year. Third year I would say this 5 is corresponding to what? This 5 is corresponding to what? 200. So 1 will correspond to 40. So this will correspond to 400. 400 into 4. 400 into 4. 40 into 4. 40 into 4. So this will become 160. Now this is the outstanding amount. How much you paid at the end of this? How much you paid at the end of this? 240 rupees EMI. And this was the outstanding amount, means what should be the amount here? It should be 400. Yes. Again 5 is corresponding to 400, means 1 is corresponding to 80, means this will be corresponding to 320. This is a outstanding amount. And how much EMI you paid here? 380. So 380 to 20, how much is the outstanding amount? 700. 5 is corresponding to 700, so it will be 140. 140 into this one is, means this will be 560. Means on amount 560 rupees, your interest is calculated. This 560 on interest, and how much you paid as a cash down payment? 240 rupees. Or you can say 800 rupees was your cash price. Right. And now what you need to find? You need to find the interest. You can find what is your EMI. EMI is 32. I would say your EMIs are 380, 240 and 200. This much EMI, and how much cash down payment you have paid? 240. So what will be total amount that you have paid? So you can say this one is, so 43729 and this is 160. So 1060. Correct? You have paid this much amount. So how much extra you have paid? 260 rupees. So cash price is this one and interest is. Now this thing is clear, right? When equal installments comes means you do by ratio method, a square, cube, multiply, make the installment equal, get the principal. Some relation will be given that you can find a corresponding value and then find it. When unequal installments are there, then each and every question will have different approach to solve. So that approach, like at the end of balance is added, different approach was there. This question, when each and every value is different and cash down payment is given, then you will be solving like this. Okay. All these questions you will not find in any books also. Okay. This one. Now can you solve this question and tell me the answer? Same question. There is no cash down here. So 10% is the rate of interest. So what you can say, 1 by 10, right? Means what? First year 10 to 11, second year 10 to 11, third year 10 to 11. Now at the end of third year, what is this one given? 2200, means this will be what? 2000. How much installment you have given here? 2400, means total how much you have given here? 4400, means this is 11 is corresponding to 4400 and this is becoming how much? Then 4000, right? 4000 and then how much you have given here? 2600 and then 4000 here. So what you can say, this will become 6600 and then you have taken this much, 6000. So like that you can get the loan. So this much is the loan, and how much you have paid? You have paid how much? This one plus this much plus this much. This is 6000 and then 7200. Yes. How much interest paid? 1200. So 1200 is the interest paid and your loan amount is 6000. Now I'll tell you the flow. What is the flow? You can say you have taken 6000 rupees as loan, and in first year you are supposed to pay how much? 6600. Yes or no? You are supposed to pay 6600 at the 10% rate of interest. But how much you paid? You paid only 2600. So how much is remaining? 4000. And this 4,000 only will become principal for next year, right? So it will become 4,000. Now 4,000, and how much interest you should pay here? 10% again, so this will become 4,400. But in 4,400, how much you paid? You have paid only 2,400. So how much is the standing amount now? 2,000. 2,000 will be paying, this will be principal here for the third year, and this one you have to give the interest, mean it will be 2,200. And these are the installments. When you pay this 2,200 amount, means your loan will be over. So this one is the EMI, this one is the EMI, and this one is the EMI. Now it is clear. So this whole process I have just reversed it. Clear? Now I think this idea is clear. Okay. So with this, your SI and CI installments questions are over. So now we'll solve some miscellaneous questions. Okay, mixed type of question, so that you never know whether it is a different kind of question, it is a compound interest question or simple interest question, or it is a SI installment or CI installment, equal installment or unequal installment. Be solving in the miscellaneous part. Okay, so let's start. So in this, everything is given, like everything is there. You have installment and all, like even CI installment, some questions will be coming. Very difficult questions will be coming, but we will be solving it. Okay. Okay. So this one. Now, this is very good question, and I would say you should take at least some time to solve this question, and then tell me the answer. Right. So I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Solve and tell me the answer. So how many ways you can think about this question, I'll tell you. So first thing is ratio method. Okay, so first I'll give you an introduction about ratio method, so that you get the idea of ratio. So you already know about compounding, right? What is compounding? Successive increment, right? Means suppose this thing, how much? Suppose this is 10%, 10% and 10%. This is successive increment, right? So what do you actually write? You actually write, suppose 100 is there. What do you write here is 110, or you can write 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100. And here what you will be writing? Again you will be writing 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100. So you can say here your amount is what? You can say this is principal and this is 1 plus R by 100 for 1 year. Now after second year, it will become P into 1 plus R by 100. In 2 years, I would say in 2 years it will become this much. In 3 years, again it will become P 1 plus R by 100 raised to power 3. And that's how they get the formula as A equal to P 1 plus R by 100 raised to power N for N years. So this is the pattern, and that they have generalized and given you a formula. That's why I never tell you to follow a formula. Okay. Now, same thing. What I'm going to write is this thing you can write is 100 into 11 by 10. This is what, 11 by 10, and this thing you can write is 100 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10, or you can write is 100 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10. Clear? Means if this amount is 100, or I would say this is X, so after 3 years it will be 11 by 10 into 11 by 10 into 11 by 10. One way or another way you can say, what is the multiplying factor here? 1.1, or you can say it will be X into multiplying factor whole cube. Clear? Right? Now, this X into 11 into 11 into 11 something will be what? I would say now, I will say now here it is, it's actually your principal, right? And this will be your amount. Yes. Can you write that P by A value will be 10, 10, 10, 11, 11, 11? Yes. P by A value is 10, 10, 10 by 11, 11, 11. This one is clear. And this is how we can solve a this is actually base for our ratio method. What I can say, for first year our amount will become 10 to 11 if rate of interest is 10%. Second year also our amount will become 10 to 11, and in third year also our amount will become 10 to 11. So in 3 years amount will become 1000 to 1331, or you can say this is 10 into 10 into 10, and this one is 11 into 11 into 11. That I told now. If principal is 10 into 10 into 10, amount is 11 into 11 into 11. So how much will be the interest? Interest will be 331. And you check, take the difference here also. Interest will be 331 only, right? Now, with this method, if I try to solve this question, understand. I can say that 16.67 value is 1 by 6. Yes, means 1 year it will become 6 to 7. Second year also it will become 6 to 7. Means it will become 36 to 49. How much difference will be there? 13. This will be your compound interest. Yes or no? For 2 years. For 2 years compound interest is 13. And for 3 years you are getting something like 434, means this value should be divisible by 13. 272 is divisible by 13? No, it is not divisible by 13, means this option is not there. Now check this one. Next, 33.33, let's check. So 25%, 25% is 1 by 4, means for 2 years, 4 is 5, or you can say 16 is becoming 25, or you can say it is 9. Check whether it is divisible by 9, 270 by 9. No, not there. Now check the another one. 12.4%, 12.5% is, that is 1 by 8. 1 by 8 means 8 is becoming 9. 8 is becoming 9, or you can say 64 is becoming 81. Or you can say difference is 17. Check 272 by 17. Yes, it is divisible. 17 ones are 17 6 means this could be one answer. Okay, now check the 33.3. I would say this is 1 by 3. 1 by 3 value means 3 is becoming 4. 3 is becoming 4, or what you can say 9 is becoming 16. What is the difference? 7. So 272 by 7. It will be divisible. 7 3s are? No. So which is the option? Third one. This technique will be useful if it is not a decimal value. So you can say till 2 years if it is an integer value, means it should be divisible by the compound interest. Multiplier should be an integer value. So we are just checking multiplier is a, see here what will be your multiplier? It will be something like 20 point something. This will be your multiplier. It is not an integral value. So we will not be taking this one. Okay. This is one approach only. Okay. Second approach. Second approach is, for understanding this question, what you can say that, I'll just give you example. Suppose 100 is there, 10% rate of interest increased, okay, and then you will be getting how much? 110, again 10% rate of increase, and then you will be getting 121, again 10% rate of increase. What you will be getting? 133.1. If I talk about this is what? This is your first year CI, this will be your second year CI, and this will be your third year CI. Rate of interest is 10%. What is your first year CI? You can say 10 rupees. 100 to 110, how much? 10 rupees. 110 to 121, how much? 11 rupees. And third year CI, that will be your 12.1 rupees. If you check this first year CI, second year CI and third year CI, what is this? You can say 10 is becoming 11, how much increment? 10%, and here also 10%. Means this is also increased. They also follow the same flow, right? They also will be increased by the same percentage. Now if I say in our question what is given, understand. First year, second year, third year. For 3 years they have given compound interest is 434. And for 2 years they have given a compound interest as 272. Now what I am going to do is, now can I find the third year CI? we can say our third year CI will be 162. Now 162, if I say in this previous question, I would say 10 percentage, 10 is becoming 11 or 100 is becoming 110, whatever. How much increment is there? Plus 10 percentage, or you can say plus 1 by 10. Plus 1 by 10 of what? 10. So 10 plus 10, 1 by 10. How much? 11. And that is corresponding to 11. That you can say 1 is corresponding to 1. Right? Or what I am going to say that if this thing, like if any starting thing is there and 10 percentage increment is happening and then B it is becoming. You can simply write this A will be 11 by 10. That will be B value. Yes or no? Or that you say this whole value is multiplying factor, that is 1. Right? Can I say whatever the second year CI will be, whatever the second year CI will be, just understand what I am going to say. Second year CI and third year CI, what will be the increment? Whatever the increment percentage is there, that percentage only will be the rate of interest. Right? Whatever the percentage change is there, that will be the rate of interest. Suppose if you take something like 16.67 percentage. 16.67 percentage. 16.67 percentage is 1 by 6. Means 6 will become 7. That's what means, right? 1 by 6 means 6 will become 7. Means 6 will become 7. What is actually it is becoming? Third year CI. It is already given how much? 162. Means 7 is corresponding to 162. Check whether it is divisible by 7. No. It is not divisible by 7. And cause everywhere integral values are given. 272 is there, 162 is there, 434 is there, no decimal value. So we can say 16.67 percentage cannot be there. You understand by this way? I will tell you another way also. With that you can find in seconds. Right? So with this you can say that it cannot be divisible. Now if I check for the second option 25%, this will be 1 by 4. 1 by 4 means 4 will become 5. Whether 162 is divisible by 5? No. Again cancelled. 12.5% is 1 by 8. 8 will become 9. Check 9 is divisible, 162 is divisible by 9? Yes. 162 is divisible by 9 means this could be one of the option. Now check the 13.33, it will be 3 will become 4. 162 is divisible by 4? No. So even this cannot be the option. Now only one probable answer is there, that is C, right? But still we are not sure whether it is correct answer or not. We are just putting our logical knowledge of divisibility, right? Let's check. So how we can check? Understand. What I'm going to do, I'm just writing some parts, understand that part. I'm saying that second year CI is there and third year CI is there. How much increment is happening? I'm saying plus 1 by 12.5 percentage. Plus 12 by 5 percentage, or you can say plus 1 by 8. And this value already you know, that is 162. And if in this direction it is 1 by 8, so in this direction how much it will be? Minus 1 by 9. So what you can say, minus 1 by 9 will be 9 ones are 9, 8s are. So this value will become 144. Means your second year CI will be 144. If you don't understand, this is CPR thing, constant product ratio. If you don't understand, you can say, suppose X is there and it is increased by 1 by 8. So X plus X by 8 value is given as how much? 162. What is the X value then? You can say X value will be 144. You can solve and get the answer. You will get the 144 itself. Or you can simply apply this method and then you can say it is 144. Now what I am going to say, this change 1 by 9, rate of interest will be always same. Check here also, 199 for first year CI. So again minus 1 by 9, minus 1 by 9 is minus 16. Minus 16 means this value will be 128. Now 128 first year CI and 144 second year CI. Add it and check whether it is equal to 272. If it is equal to 272 means it is satisfying our answer. Our question itself means that is correct answer. So check, it is 272, yes. Add all the 3 and check whether it is 434. Check the unit digit itself. 8, 4, 12, 12 to 4. Yes. It will be 434. Clear? So this analogy you can follow. I'll tell you another analogy and that will be super easy. So that analogy says, or maybe I'll do it in the next slide itself. Okay. If I say that 100 is there, 10% increment, 110, again 10% increment, 121, and again 10% increment, it will become 133.1. Right? You can say multiplying factor here 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. It will not change until your rate of interest is same. It will not change. If I say CI for 2 years, what will be your CI for 2 years? You can say here CI was how much? Here it was 10 and here it was 11, right? Here it was 10 and here it was 11. So CI for 2 years it will be 21, and CI for 3 years will be what? 33.1. What I am going to do now, understand, CI for 2 years to CI for 3 years. How much percentage change is happening? I would say this is 21 and this one is 33.1. How much percentage change is happening? Find it. You can say difference is how much? 12.1. So percentage change I am finding. So percentage change value is 12.1 divided by 21 into 100. What is this value? 57.6 percentage change. Now remember, now understand what I am going to say you. Very important thing. If your rate of interest is 10%, then percentage change between 2 year CI to 3 year, again I am saying 2 years CI to 3 year CI, not second and third. Second and third, the same rate of interest will be there. 2 year CI to 3 year CI is what? 57.6 percentage, right? Now one more case I want to discuss, and that case will be if I say that suppose this value is 20%. Okay, so if this value is 20%, or some little easier value will be fine. Okay, so okay, 20%. Suppose this is 20% and this is 20% and again this is 20%. So if I say what will be CI for 2 years, you will say CI for 2 years is 44, right? If you are starting with 100, 44% na, and CI for 3 years is what? 66. So 44 plus 20, 64, and then 44 into 6 by 100. So that is 240 and 24. 240 and 24, so 264. 264, 2.64 means it will be 66.64, means it will be 66.64. Check from 44 to 66.64, how much increment is happening? You can say this is 22.64 divided by 44 into 100. Check how much increment is happening. Fine. I just want to give you one pattern. 22.64 divided by 44. 51.45, right? Or check everything is correct. This is 44, 64, right? 64 plus 44 into 6, so 24, 24, 264, 100, 2.64. So 66.64, 66.64, that is, so 44 to 66.64, that is 22.64, 44, 100, 51.25. Okay. Now remember one thing. So when your rate of interest is 20%, how much change is happening? Or better, I would say that you go for 15%. Okay, that will be little better. It will give you little better understanding. I would say just go for 5% or 15%. So which value you would like to go for? I would say 5% will be better, right? I just want to give you an analogy so that you can develop. So I can say if you take 5% and 5% or 5%, or you can take 15 also, or I'll take 15, okay? 15%. So 15% means what will be CI for 2 years? CI for 2 years will be 15, 15, 30 and 2.25 means 32.25 percentage, right? Or 32 point, if 100 is the starting value, then 32.25. CI for 3 years, what will be CI for 3 years? You can say 32.25 plus 15. So you can say that is 47.25 plus 32 into 15 divided by 100. So 32 into 15 divided by 100. So that is 4.8. 4.8 and you have to add with 47.25. 47.25. What? 50.05? 52.05. 52.05. 52.05. 205. Okay. Now from 32.25 second year CI, though it is becoming 52.05. So subtract now. What you will subtract? How much change is happening? You would say that it is 19.8 change. 19.8 change by 32.25. How much you are getting? 51.61. I think you will be getting 51 point something. 51.05 percentage. 61. I think it will be 51. Check. 61. How much? 61.39. Okay. Now you forget each and everything. Whatever I have told here, you forget this. Now understand this. 61.39 percentage came. So what I'm going to write? Same thing I'm going to write here. If 15% rate of interest is there, then it is becoming 61.35, right? 39 percentage, right? If your rate of interest is increasing by 5%, then the percentage change is increasing by 4% approximately. You can say options are very different, right? You know, they are not very close. Okay. Again, you can check for 5% also. For 5%, if you find, you will be getting answers somewhere around 4% less than this. Means you will be getting something around 53.7%, something like this. So this is a standard case. People simply ask question based on this. So understand this part. Suppose rate of interest is increased by 5%, increased by 5%, then you can say then your this percentage change in second 2 year CI to 3 year CI will be 4% increment will happen. This is the only thing to remember. You can write in the whatever the sheet you are making for a quick revision. You can write it there. Now this concept how we can utilize in this question. Now this question how you can apply the same concept. I would say that second year CI was how much? We don't know. We don't know second year CI. Do you know? But we don't need second year CI. What do you need? We need to check 2 year CI. Did I write second year CI before? I have to just check. No, it is 2 years only I have written. Okay. So what I can say here, 2 year CI to 3 year CI, how much percentage change is happening? 2 year CI is how much? 272 and this is 434. How much change is happening? 162. Find 162 divided by 272. How much percentage it is coming? Or you can say how much percentage increase it is happening? 59.5%, right? 162, 59.5%. You know that for 10% it was 57 something, right? And for 15% it was 4 more than that, means 61%. And 59.5 is in between 57 and 61. Means your rate of interest will be in between 10 and 15%. Which value is given? Standard case. Always they will give you option that you will directly apply this and you will get the answer. And that's how you can save the time, right? Because the previous method which I told you, it will take little bit time to, first neglect the option and then check the options. Checking the options, okay? I hope this is clear, right? So, what they are telling in this question, simple interest on sum of money is 1/16 of the principal and the number of years is equal to the rate percentage per annum. Find the rate percentage. So, you can even apply the formula also, that is what? SI equal to principal into rate of interest into time divided by 100. What is SI? It is P by 16. This is P. R and T are equal, R square divided by 100. So, your R square value will be 100 by 16, or you can say R square value will be 100 by 16, or you can say this value will be 10 by 4, that is 2.5%, and this is R value, right? Clear? You can check the next question. A sum was put at SI at certain rate of interest for 3 years. Had it be put 4% higher rate, it would have fetched 120 rupees more. Means what they are telling, 4% higher rate, and that is giving you 120 rupees. Means 4% is corresponding to 120 rupees for 3 years. Means for 1 year 4%, so 3 years it will be 12%. 12% is giving 120%, so 1% will be 100% will be 1000 rupees. Clear? Check the next one. Difference between interest received from two different banks on rupees 2500 for 2 years is 50 rupees. They are asking the difference of bank interest. So what I am saying, that difference in terms of percentage, what I can say, it is 50 divided by 2500. You can say 10% value is 250 and 1% value is 25. So this value is approximately what? 2%, right? 2%. 2% is there for what? 2 years. Difference is 2% for 2 years. So 1 year difference will be 1%. Okay, write percentage everywhere. Clear? Difference they have given, principal they have given. I have found difference in terms of percentage, and that percentage value there is there for 2 years. For 1 year it will be half of that. Next, at certain rate of interest, rupees 1800 amounts to 2160 in 4 years. So 1800 is amounts to 2160. 2160 means how much increment is happening? 360 in how many years? 4 years, right? So if rate of interest is decreased by 5%, what would be the amount? So first you find the rate of interest here. What will be the rate of interest here? Okay, do this thing that this is under SI. Certain rate of interest means you write it SI. Okay. So 360 divided by 1800 will be what? That is which percentage? 20%, and 20% for how many years? 4 years. So for 1 year, how much it will be? 5%. Okay. What they are telling? If the rate of interest is decreased by 5%, anyway it was 5%, you reduce 5%, what is that? Rate of interest is 0%. Means whatever principal is there, that only will be amount. What is the option? Next. A sum of rupees 2975 is lent out in 2 parts such a way that interest on one part, so I would say 2975 is lent out in, suppose one part is X and second part is Y. This one is for 6%, 4 years, and this one is 10%, 6 years. What they are telling, their interest is equal. What will be interest on this? You can say 24% of X. Yes or no? For 1 year 6%, 4 years 24%. Here what will be the interest? It will be 60% of Y, and they have given it is equal. So X by Y value is, you can say 60 by 24, or you can say 4, 1, 5, 4, 8, 15 by 8. And you know 15 plus 8 is corresponding to 2975. This is 23 is corresponding to 2975. What is the value for 1? What is the value for 1? Did we miss anything? Check. 3 8s are 3. Okay. We missed one thing. That is, actually I am dividing by 4 now, so it will be 6. Right? So this will become 15 plus 6, or you can say 2 and 3. So this 3 and 2 I can make, right? So this will become 5. This is 5. Now if it is 5, this is 5 5s are, and then 5 9s are, 5 5s are. 595, one value is 595. What you need is difference between them. So difference between them is 1 only, right? This is 3 and this is 2. Difference is what? 1, and that is that 595. Option is not given. 5 by 2. Okay. So I can write x by y value is 60 by 24. So 12 times 5, 12 5s are, 12 2s are, 5 by 2 means 7 is corresponding to 2975. So 1 will correspond to 7 4s are, 7 2s are, 7 9s are, right? No, 7 5s are. So 425, difference is 3, so 3 is corresponding to 425 into 3. Something around 1275. Or unit digit is 5, yeah, that is also correct. You can just check unit digit. So 3 into 5, only one option is there with 5, right? You can check. Next. A man wants to invest 21250 in account of his two sons who are 12 and 14 years old. Okay. So 21250. First one year is 12 years and second one age is 14 years. In such a way that they will get equal amount at the time of attaining 18 years. 18 years, 18 years. Now, if the rate of interest is 5%, the amount he deposited in the account of his younger son. Okay. Now, equal amount. Okay. What they are saying is equal amount. They are not telling that equal interest is there. So what you can say? His age is 12 and now it is 18. So he will be getting interest for what? 6 years he will be getting the interest, and rate of interest is 5%. Suppose he get X, so he got how much? You can say 30% of X, and this is interest. Right? Now suppose this is Y, then he got for 4 years only and 5%, so you can say 20% of Y. They are not telling that interest is equal. What they are telling is that amount is equal. What will be the amount? You can say amount will be X plus 30% of X, and it will be Y plus 20% of Y. You can say this value is 1.3x and this value is 1.2y. You can say X by Y value is 12 by 30. Or you can say 12 plus 13, 25. 25 is given as 21250. So one value is given as 12 8s and 12 5s, 850. One value is given 850. What they are asking? Find the amount he deposited in the account of younger son. Younger son means what? X value they are asking. So X value is 12. So you can say 12 value will be 85. 850 into 12. So what will be that value? 12750. Clear? You understand with the flow how it is happening? You should be very careful. Generally people get excited and they simply equate it. And then they say a question was wrong. They don't read it properly. Okay. Let's go for another one. A simple interest on sum of money is 2 by 25 of sum. Means principal, if I write here SI equal to P into R into T divided by 100. What they are telling? 2 by 25 of the sum means this is 2 by 25 if this value is what? 25. Yes or no? Or you can say not 2 by 25. If what I can say, if this p value is 25, this is 2. That's what they are saying, right? Or you can say if this is 2 by 25, this value will be 1. Okay. Number of years is numerically half the rate of percentage. Means this is r by 2 and this is r divided by 100. Or you can say r square by 2 value is 200, 400 by 25. So you can say this value will be 400 by 25. Or you can say this is 16 times. So r value is what? 4%. Yes. Or another way of saying this thing is that 2 by 25, 1 by 25 value is what? 4%, right? And this 4% will be having terms what? R and T, right? This 4% is what? R and T. It might be 4, 1, 2, 2. What they have given here is like this 4% value R and T. This is given as R and this is R by 2, right? So this is not 4 actually. 4, 2 is also there, right? 2 by 25 means this value will become 8%. So this R and T value is given 8% and 2 will come here. So R square value will become 16 and it will be 4%. I think this is better. Okay, next is X, Y, Z are three sums of money such that Y is the simple interest on X. So X simple interest is Y and Z is the simple interest on Y. Then what you need to find for the same time and at the same rate of interest, then we have. So what I can say, the simple interest thing, you can say SI value is P into R into T by 100. R and T are same. What they are telling, Y is the SI when principal is X. R into T by 100. And Z is the SI when Y is principal. If you divide these two, what you will be getting? If you divide this thing, you will be, R and T will get cancelled and R and T 100 will get cancelled. What you will be getting is Y by Z equal to X by Y. That is Y square equal to Z X. That is this one. Clear? I'm not fast, right? If at all I'm fast, you can anyway watch the video again and again. It will be looped. Geeta borrowed 52800 at 20% rate of interest under compound interest. Okay, interest being compounded annually. She has to repay this in 2 equal installments. What will be the value of each installment? What I would say that 20% is given means I can say it will be 1 by 5. Yes. What I can say that suppose the installment, 2 installment of value X each. Right. So you can say X into 1 by 5 means 6 by 5 plus X equal to whatever the amount is 52800. Don't forget we have discussed the same thing in the previous class. This will be 6 by 5 raised to power 2. If you solve this thing, you will be getting 11x divided by 5 equal to 52800 into 6 divided by into 5 into 5. Now start cancelling it. So 5 gone. Then 6 are 5. And then 11, I think 11 it will go, 11 4s and 11 8s, and this 5 is there, so this will be 25. So what you can say, 48 into 25 into 6 into 6. What is the answer? Now what I can say that, what 25? 20 will come, 20 will come. 20 will come. See, 100 is there, na? 528 and 100 is there, so I have divided by 5. So 520 times 100. So this will be, instead it will be 20. Solve it. So you will be getting 48 into 20 will be 960. 960 into 36 will be giving you 34560. Which is the option? Are able to understand, right? Now it's a calculation part only. This method I know you have is difficulty, that's why purposely I am going to this method. If I simply tell you that if they are talking about 1 by 5, so I would say first year, 1 year 5 to 6, second year it will be 25 to 36, you have to make this one then 36 into 6, so this is 30, this is 25, so how much it will be making? 55. 55 is corresponding to 52800. So 1 will be corresponding to 98. 1 is corresponding to 98. What you need to find? Installment. So 36 960. So this will be 36 into 960. That's the answer is 33450. Now you say, sir, this is very easy, sir. Why we are going for the previous method? You should know both the methods. This one, a sum was invested under compound interest being compounded annually. It fetches 1440 as interest in the second year and third year. So second year CI is given as how much? 14400, and third year CI is given as how much? 17280. How much increment is happening? You know how much percentage increment is happening? That will be only rate of interest. I told now, first year, second year, third year, they also will be following the same rate of interest. So what is the rate of, how much it is extra? Which one? What is square? Why cancelling? Why are you cancelling it? See, I told you. See this. If you forgot, I am again telling you. 110% increase, 110. Again 10% increase. It was 121, right? What was the CI here? It was 10 here. And how much is the CI here? 11. First year CI and second year CI. Then also it is also increased by 10%, right? If first year and second year I find how much percentage change is happening, I can say that is the same of rate of interest. Same thing I can find here. How much the extra change is coming here? 2880. 2880 is how much percentage of 144? This value. That is 20%. So 20% change is happening. 20% change is happening means what? 20% is the rate of interest. Not given. Why? Maybe option second year, third year. Let me check if anything I am missing. 2880. So 1%. 1% value is 144. Correct only. So answer will be 20%. Okay. Answer will be 20%. Maybe that option is not given. Maybe I missed that option. Annual rate of interest will be 20%. Next. The compound interest earned on a sum of money for 2 years is 410. Okay, so you can say 2-year CI is given as how much? 410 rupees. And the simple interest earned on the same money for the same period is 2-year SI is given as how much? 400. CI minus SI. CI minus SI for 2 years is what? 10. And what I told you, if this is given, you can directly reach to R. How you can reach the R? What 20? What you are asking? What you are telling? See, this value is 10, right? So what I told that this value will be generally what you need to do if you are coming from here to here, right? What you will be doing is, suppose R is there, so R square by 100, that percentage, and from here to here if you have to go, what you need to do? You have to multiply with 100 and then take square root. So how much would be coming? 10%. 10% is the rate of interest. 5% why and how? Okay, that also you can say. But what you can say, 10% is the rate of interest for what? 2 years. For 1 year it will be 5%. That is one way. Another way is, you know, 2 year CI is SI is 400, so you can say first year 200, second year 200, and 2 year CI is given 410, means 10 extra, right? Then only you'll be getting 200, 210, and this 10 will be what? Interest on this simple interest only. How much is this 10 by 200? You'll be saying that is 5%. So that is 5% is your rate of interest. Okay. You revise the previous video, otherwise you will not understand. If the population of the bacteria is 10648 and the rate of increment is 10% per second, what is the population before 10 seconds. Suppose before 10 seconds was x, right? And it is increasing by 10% per annum, means after first second, after second second, and after third second is what? 10, 6, 4, 8. They are asking about 3 seconds before. Means 3 seconds before whatever x is there, that will be increasing 10% per second. They might ask another question is that after 10 seconds is this one. Find 3 seconds, like after 3 seconds it is this one. Find the 3 seconds before. Then what you can say? That it will be like, this is after 3 seconds, right? No, it is like before 3 seconds. Like this is present population of bacteria, and after 3 seconds what will be the population? You can say that time that is this value into, after 3 seconds means 11 by 10, 11 by 10 and 11 by 10. By 10 by 11. This is the present population, and you have to ask, you have to tell after 3 months, after 3 seconds. So after first second is this one, after second is this one, and after third second is this one, yeah. Before I have solved for this one. I am telling when if after is given. These two are different cases, right? This is first case and this is second case. So for first case I have already solved. I have written this thing and then you can solve. Clear? What's the value? Tell me the value. 8,000. Clear? Now another one. Ram borrowed 13040 at 15 by 4% per annum to be compounded annually. Compound interest is to be repaid in 2 equal yearly installments. Find the amount of each installment. So again, I'll tell by the easy method only, otherwise you people only will. 15 by 4% would be what? 15 by 4 into 100, or you can say 3 by 4 into 20, or you can say 3 by 80. Means if amount is 80, it will become 83 in 1 year, and 2 years it will be 80 square and 83 square. So what is 80 square? 80 square value is 6400. And what is this value? 83 square. Already I told you how to find 83. How much it is less than 100? 17. 17 whole square, that is 89, and 2 carry. And what is the difference here? You can say that is 66. 66 here and 2 added, so 68. So what is this one? 6889. But you know, equal installments are there. They are telling na equal installments. Equal installment. But is this equal? No. So 83 into 83 and here 83. So add it. So 83 into this will be what? 640 and 240. This is 640 and 24. So what you can say, this value will be 6640. So this value is 6640. 6640 and this value will be what? 12 and then 10. So 13040. This will be your principal. And this principal is given is what? 13040 means 1 is corresponding to 1. So what will be your installment? 6889. Shall I tell the previous method? 1 by, that's 6 by 5 and all. That is also easy method only, but little bit calculative. But logically that is more correct. This one. A mother left a will of 1,6400. 16,400. Okay. 16,400 for 2 daughters. One is 18 years and one is 19 years. When they are 21. 21 means here 3 years will come and here 21 means 2 years will come. Right? Okay. At 5% rate of interest. Okay, here also 5% rate of interest. What they are telling? They must get the equal amounts. Again, understand, it's equal amounts, not interest. So what I can say that, suppose she got X and she got Y. So this is what? 15% and this value is 10%. Right? So what is that? You can write X plus 15% of X equal to Y plus 20% of Y. What happened? I'm not getting. Okay, sorry. So they have told about compound interest. So what we can do is, okay, first question we can solve by simple and then compound. So if you can solve by simple like this, x by y value you can get, and then you can compare and get the value. Suppose compound interest is there, then what will be value for 5 years? What will be compound value? Okay, so understand what I'm going to write. If you remember this formula, A equal to P1 plus R by 100 raised to power n. What I will be saying, amount after 3 years. 5% value is what? This value is what? 1 plus R by 100 is what? Multiplying factor. 1 plus 10 by 100 what? 11 by 10, 1.1 multiplying factor. Or you can say your principal into multiplying factor. Right? So after 5%, 5% value is 1 by 20, or you can say 21 by 20. Or you can say your multiplying factor will be 1.05. So what you can say here, your amount will be x into 1.05 and 1.05 raised to power 3, right? And here your value will be x into 1.05 raised to power 2. Yes or no? Or you can say x by y value will be what? 1 by 1.05, or you can say 100 by 105, or you can say that is 520 by 21. So x plus y value will be what? 41, and 41 is given as 16400. So this is 4 times, so 1 is given as 400. What they are asking? Share of younger. Share of younger is x. X value is how much? 20. So 20 value will be 8000. I know where you got the problem. I know exactly where you are facing problem. You are not able to understand this one, right? Okay. I will change this. I will change the same thing. X after 3 years, it will be 1 plus 5 by 100 raised to power 3, and y after 5 years is 5 by 100 raised to power 5. Now can you say it is x equal to y 1 plus 5 by 100 raised to power 2? Same thing I have written there. I have just skipped 2 or 3 steps there, and actually I deserve to do that. What happened?
5 years, 2 years.
Which one? Okay, this one is 2. If this one is 2, then remove this. So if this is 2, this will become 1. So this part will come here. You can say x 1 plus 5 by 100. And same thing I have written there. Same thing I have written there. I skipped some 2 or 3 steps. So why I have skipped? Because already I have told you this multiplying factor concept. I can apply the same thing and then get the answer. So you should save time. Writing this thing and solving will take at least 10 seconds extra. Should save that. Okay. Next. This one. A sum when placed at compound interest doubles itself in 4 years. In how many years will it amount to 8 times? Okay. So 1 to 4, 1 to 2 in 4 years. So 2 to 4 in how many years? 4. Again 4 to 8. How many years? 4 years. So how many years you need? 4, 4, 4. How much? 12 years you need. Another thing you can say, another way of saying this, that 1 is becoming 2, right? In how many years? 4 years. Or you can say this 2 raised to power 1 value is given 4 years. What do you need? 1 to 8. 8 is what? 2 cube. 2 cube value will be whatever it was there into 3. That is 12 years. Clear? Okay. So next. This one. A sum of 3903 has been divided. I think we have done this question. Have we? A sum of 3903 has been divided between Ram and Shyam in such a way that Ram's share at the end of 8th year equals Shyam's share at the end of 10 years. Compound interest being at 4%. So this, what is divided? 3903 between Ram and Shyam. So what you can say, this value, this is Ram's share at the end of 8th year, means he is getting interest for 8 years. What is the rate of interest? 4%. He is getting the interest for 10 years at the end of 10 years, right? Compounded for 4%. So what you can say? What they are asking is, what is the share of Ram? How you can solve this question? Ram's share is what? The amount. You can directly say that suppose Ram amount was R and Shyam amount was S. So you can say R into 1 plus 4 by 100 raised to power 8 and Shyam amount will be what? 1 plus 4 by 100 raised to power 10. What will be remaining? You can say R equal to S 1 plus 4 by 100 raised to power 2. S. You will get the R by S value. What will be R by S value? So this will be 26 by 25. 26 square by 25 square. So no. 26 square by 25 square. What is 26 square? That is 676. What is this? 625. If you add this, what you will be getting? 1301. You will be getting this value is 1301. 1301 is corresponding to what? 3903. So 1 is corresponding to 3. What they are asking? What they are asking? Share of Ram. What is the share of Ram? Just put it here. Sorry, R value, right? What is R value here? R by S value is 676 by 625 and 1 value is 3. So R value will be what? 676 into 3. Unit digit? 8. Which one? If there are two values are there with unit digit 2, then you can multiply and get the answer. Clear, right? Same thing what you have written here, I can write the same thing like this to skip some steps. I can say Ram into multiplying factor. What is the multiplying factor? 1.04. How many years? 8 years. Shyam 1.04, 10 years. Or I can write R by S value is 1.04. You can remove all these calculations. Okay. I hope it is clear. Solve this question. The difference between CI and SI on certain sum of money for 3 years at 5% per annum is 1220. What is the sum? So you know one thing that it is given 3%, 3 consecutive increase now 5%, 5% and 5%. So 5 and 5% will give you 10.2 5%. So 10.525% and 5%. You will be getting 15.25% plus 10.25 into 5 by 100. Or you can say this value will be 125 and 5 points, and this is. So this value will be 15.7625%. And this value, difference, right? CI minus SI. So this is actually your CI percentage. What will be your SI percentage? SI percentage will be what? 5 for 3 years? What? 15%. What is the difference? 0.7625%, and this is given as 1220. Find the answer for 1%. $1,600. Yes. So 1% value is coming as 1,600. So 100% value will be 20 more. Which one? All these things I have taught you, right? What I have done here, you understood, right? Successive increment.